Kevin is with Tim Cindric.
Tim, any issue with them retracting the penalty on Dario?
Full course caution.
Well, he's going to be busy now. I think it's his driver.
Powers in the wall. In the tires.
Wow. And it's a rough day for the pesky bunch today.
Yeah.
Oh, he got hit from behind. Yeah. Clearly.
Guys, and I hate to say this, but the penalty with Dario becomes a moot point right now. Whether you agree with it or not, you know, really it's not going to make a huge difference to the championship swing.
Well, it would if he won the race, as opposed to having a drive-through and maybe finished in mid-pack. I mean, that could make
or not getting hit at all.
In
the first place.
Going up the inside.
Yeah, that's Tagliani. Alex Tagliani.
Yeah. And Ryan Briscoe was right behind.
Now, Tagliani was laps down, though, right?
Nope.
No, he got that back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, remember he got it back on that caution.
All right.
He
so
passed.
Yeah, it's Alex Tagliani.
Yeah.
So that would have been for position.
Now, what's the situation with Franchitti and Dixon in their fuel?
All good to go.
Are they?
Yeah.
And Jan, is Rahal good to go now to the end? He's good. So this is a flat-out fight.
Well, no, there's a difference between good to go and using full fuel.
Okay.
He can make it to the end, but Dario can go full blast.
Okay.
So that he's going to be a little bit of a sitting duck in that regard. And Ryan Hunter-Reay has gained a little bit to where he gets some raciness back, but he can't be quite as racy as the two target cars because he pitted so much earlier.
First, take us through the contact with Dario. What's your perspective on that? He was penalized originally, what we were told. Now no penalty.
Well, it doesn't surprise me he didn't get a penalty because he never gets penalized. It's pretty typical, pretty dirty move. Go bam, just turns me around. Ah, man, that guy. Does anyone ever penalize this guy? Dirty as you like. I left the inside open under brakes. I turned, my guys did a great pit stop, got me out in front. And yeah, man, really disappointed in Dario. I always race him clean, and he always races me dirty. He did the same at St. Pete, drove me into the wall. I didn't say anything. He did it again today.
Did you come together with Tagliani at one point as well?
Yeah, I think Tag hit me. Pretty typical for him. He's always a bit of a wanker, so he took me out completely that time. So not good for the Verizon car. Man, 2 races in a row, we're out. But yeah, disappointed in Dario, the guy that mouths off about everyone and whinges about everyone, and he's a guy who races the most dirty, never gets a penalty from IndyCar. It's just not right.
And I'll tell you, those emotions are warranted. I think that Power has good reason to be upset, and I think that Michael Andretti does too. These guys are messing around.
Right.
Ready.
Now we go.
Ready.
Well, kind of.
At least 2 abreast up front.
Ready.
They may send somebody to the back. Oh, they threw it.
Dario was getting caught in the marbles, I think.
And look at Dixon. Thought Dixon was going to be able to
Ryan Hunter-Reay stayed ahead of Dixon. They're still telling Rahal, okay, good start, make mileage.
And that's what I was going to ask you earlier. How far do you go on that? I mean,
hang on, watch this. This is going to be good.
3.0, 3.0.
Dario's got him. He's got him, and Dixon's got Hunter-Reay too.
Oh,
that's Marco going around the outside of.
Oh, more cut. Oh,
When a
goodness
car
sakes.
almost upside down. Wow.
This has been an unbelievable race. It really has.
James Jake stalled in the center of the racetrack. Who is it to the left?
It looks like Tagliani, I think. I believe it's Alex Tagliani.
I think Michael wanted you to get back in the car with maybe Marco's front wing.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's the end of the race, and they told me to get out of the car, and that was that. So, I was 2 laps down anyway, and now I don't know what I'm down, but Nobody gave me a second front wing. Somebody took mine, so I don't know what the deal is. It was a tough day anyway, and it piles up so bad at the hairpin there, and everybody's just running the inside, and it's just, you know, it's unfortunately the line is so much further to the inside nowadays for the bumps that it's making it really easy to defend, so it's just causing pile-ups.
Disappointing day for Danica Patrick, and they are putting Marco's wing on, and I think they're going to try and still get her back in the car, Kevin.
Whoa!
Oh,
no. Wilson.
Serbia.
And several involved.
Wow. Man, this race is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
It is crazy.
Kimball.
Serbia.
There's
Serbia's involved. No caught. Now we have a full course caution.
Yeah, but where's the caution come out? That's the key.
Yeah.
I was looking up at the yellow lights, and they didn't come out immediately, but you would think they'd put Dixon back behind Rahal.
And it's a single file formation.
Oh.
And Rahal is going to get the lead, maybe. Oh, it looked like he was going to, but he didn't.
Man, did you see Vitor Mira?
Yeah, he drove it down in there, didn't he?
Vitor Mira, red, white, and blue, went up the inside just like a rocket. Here comes Dixon.
And they're all on the Honda push to pass again.
Rahal's going to have to move over. Here comes Dixon.
And that
He'll take second and run
no, not again.
Rahal, wow.
Calamity corner here.
Man, oh man.
Rahal's still running, but he's got to wait for the whole field to get by.
Wow, a second place finish or maybe a third place finish goes by the wayside for Graham Rahal. No caution, we're still racing it. It's Franchitti and Dixon up front.
Oh, man.
And let's see these guys duke it out.
Yeah.
Dario has one push to pass left. Scott Dixon has 3. It's going to be interesting.
Now, what if, can you imagine if Dixon went down and put a little chrome horn on his teammate? That'd round the whole day out.
Dixon's last win, by the way, was at Homestead in 2010. Hasn't won, of course, this year.
Oh, man, he is driving that thing.
He is after it. I remember we said at the Open that Scott Dixon was the one certainly got my attention this weekend as the one to watch, and now he's going after his own teammate.
And just worrying him right now.
Yeah.
And Marco Andretti's had a good race. In 4th, I believe he started around 20th, and you know, another top 5.
How about Vitor Mira in 5th?
Yeah.
And Sebastian Bourdais runs 6th.
Don't forget about Marco, though. Marco, you know, was the punter of that other incident we had in turn 1.
Simona De Silvestro looking like she could have a top 10. And Anna Beatrice right now running 11th as the white flag comes out for Dario Franchitti. Pursued closely by his teammate Scott Dixon.
Oh, yeah, turn it up just a little bit, didn't he?
Last lap.
Yeah, they're both on the overtake.
Yeah. Might as well use them up. Dario is now out of overtake assists. And so is Dixon.
Team Penske are not going to be happy with this result, seeing a 1-2.
There are 2 passing up. Well, that was one of them. So 1 passing opportunity left into turn number 8.
Here is turn number 8. Well, I think it's clear to say that he survived a wild afternoon of crashing, every kind of emotion you can imagine, pit strategy, and Dario Franchitti is the winner of the Honda Indy Toronto. Finishing just ahead of his teammate Scott Dixon, Ryan Hunter-Reay comes across 3rd, then Marco Andretti, Vitor Mira are the top 5. Here comes Bourdais, Briscoe, Hildebrand, Viso, De Silvestro, Anna Beatrice 11th, Oriol Serbia 12th, and Rahal 13th, and James Hinchcliffe. A lap down will finish in 14th, but there were 13 cars on the lead lap at the end of the race, and Dario Franchitti wins again. This is the 3rd time in the last 5 races cars owned by Chip Ganassi have finished 1st and 2nd. Dario and Scott Dixon at Texas in the first race, Dario and Graham at Milwaukee, and Dario and Dixon again today.
Oh, it was wild. Every single restart was wild. The marbles were really tricky on those restarts. In fact, we were struggling just to get side by side on them, and everybody was sliding around, and no, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And obviously, there was contact with Will, which, you know, if he's pissed off, he's quite right to be pissed off there. You know, that is, he braked late. I was going for it on the inside. I hadn't hesitated. He braked really late. I thought, man, that's pretty impressive. But he went wide because of that. So I saw a gap, went down the inside, and he came down and closed the door. So just as the wall was coming out, so I made contact with him, and I'm sorry for that. That's not the way I want to race.
Yeah, he was very angry, very pointed in his criticism. So in hindsight, you would have not pressed the issue there. And here's a look at it.
No, as you can see, he's out there and he's left me a lane, and then he comes down. You know, the wall's coming out, he's coming down a bit, and you know.
Here are the points now heading into Edmonton. It's a 55-point deficit for Will Power. There was only one position change in the top 10. As a result of today's frantic activity, Marco Andretti moves to 7th, and Graham Rahal is down to 8th spot.
Of course, we always look at storylines, and my goodness, are there going to be storylines going into Edmonton, because the fireworks, the fuses are already lit.
It's going to be fun. Congratulations to Dario Franchitti, winner here this afternoon in the streets of Toronto. For Jan Bikas, Wally Dallenbach, Dan Weldon, Robbie Floyd, Kevin Lee, Lindy Thaxton, and Robin Miller, I'm Bob Jenkins. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you 2 weeks from today in Edmonton, Alberta.